Professional water damage restoration companies follow the same procedures no matter what caused the water in your property. This is done to ensure that the entire area can be reclaimed and used as safely as possible. During this process, the professional will first assess the damages and create a plan for the restoration. If more damage is found, the initial plan can be revised. This can ensure that the property is completely safe for habitation once the process is complete. The first step in water damage restoration is water extraction. Leaving water standing in your property can create a breeding ground for mildew and mold, which are both very dangerous. This process usually involves industrial pumps with powerful suction. Once the water has been extracted, the rest of the restoration process can begin. Once the water extraction process is complete, the remaining water will need to be decontaminated and disposed of appropriately. If you have a contaminated water source, the restoration process may be much more complicated. Once the water removal process is complete, the next step is to clean and disinfect the property. This will ensure that you don't have to worry about pathogens. These bacteria and mold can cause severe respiratory illnesses. If you don't want these bacteria to affect you or your family, it is essential to clean and disinfect the property thoroughly. A professional water damage restoration company will make sure that all materials and furnishings are replaced or repaired to their original state. Water damage restoration professionals should document the entire process. This means that the water extraction process will include taking photos of the loss before the work begins and before it is complete. Then, they will also take pictures during the work and afterward. This documentation will help them file insurance claims and prepare drying logs for the insurance company. This documentation will prove that you have properly cleaned and preserved your property. If you have any questions or concerns, contact a professional as soon as possible. Water damage is a serious problem. It can be a health hazard and can also ruin the structure of your home. If you don't deal with this problem immediately, it can lead to problems such as mold. So it's important to find a water damage restoration service that can handle this process. If you're hiring a professional, they'll be able to inspect and clean the house for mold spores, and will restore the home back to its original condition. There are a few factors that determine how much water damage restoration costs. The first is the class of damage. The higher the class, the more expensive the project. A Class 1 project will involve minimal damage, while a Class 2 project will include structural damage and top-down damage. For larger projects, the cost will depend on the type of water and the extent of the damaged areas. However, the initial restoration process will require a lot of work. After the water damage restoration process is complete, you should consider hiring a professional to restore your home. If the damage is severe, the process will take several days to complete. It will involve the removal of water-damaged materials, drying, and cleaning up. The duration of water damage restoration depends on the size of the area, the type of building materials, and the extent of damage. If the damages are large, the restoration may require a complete rebuild. The process of water damage restoration requires a lot of work. The first step is to assess the damage and make sure that the property is structurally sound. A professional can also help you get the insurance company to reimburse you for the cost of water damage restoration. If the damage is severe, the restoration process will need to take several days. Afterwards, the process will take several weeks. When the process is complete, you will receive a detailed report detailing all the steps that need to be done to restore your home. There are many ways in which water damages can occur in your home. The water may have overflowed a toilet, causing the floor to collapse. It could also result in a leaking shower, sink, or bathtub. The water damage restoration process begins with the removal of standing water and the drying process. An industrial-grade dehumidifier will dry the damaged areas. A professional will also use high-powered vacuums and other tools to remove excess moisture.